Big closures coming to I-5 downtown. Details coming up.
The city of San Diego decides to reopen Lake Hodges to windsurfing and paddleboarding. We're working for you.
Cutting down on e-waste. I'm Abby Black on the call to action.
2 high-profile international surfing competitions this weekend in San Diego County. We have the details.
Dragon fruit, sheep, and llamas. The free Ramona road trip you need to take this month to Dragon Delight.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
A warning, if you're going to be out driving later tonight, you'll want to stay away from the southbound 5 freeway out of Mission Valley. Good evening, I'm Jesse Pagan, in for Carla Chiquetto.
Happy Friday, I'm Marcella Lee. This closure will impact the southbound lanes of Interstate 5 from Interstate 8 toward the downtown area. That line you see in red starting at 9 o'clock tonight. That's in just about 3 hours. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes joins us live to tell us why you should prepare now to avoid headaches this weekend. Kirsten?
Hey there, Marcella. Okay, so just like Jesse and Marcella told you, only the southbound lanes are impacted in this closure. The northbound lanes of I-5 will still be open out of downtown, but that means if you're going to any event this weekend downtown, like Boots in the Park, you'll need to pack some patience or just find an alternate route.
It will see a much improved surface. It will see an enhanced concrete deck, and it will be striped, and it will essentially look like new and will ride like new.
Everett Townsend works for Caltrans. He says the headaches and delays will be worth the wait.
Travelers are going to see come Monday morning that we have a restored deck and improved ride quality.
But that new and improved ride will come with a detour for the weekend starting Friday night at 9 and ending Monday at 5 a.m.
We really are encouraging folks to use Interstate 805 if they're traveling on the north side. That's also an inland major freeway. That's comparable to I-5. There's also going to be State Route 163, a fewer number of lanes as you go through the Balboa Park area, but certainly the diversion should be eastbound 8 to 163, 805 South, and even I-15.
There will be signs in place to remind drivers of the alternate routes and closures. Caltrans says the work will make sure the I-5 bridge through downtown has structural integrity for years to come. And if you live near I-5 and use the highway to get around your neighborhood,
we're going to have one lane on I-5 open to allow some traffic to get through, but the majority of traffic is being diverted away from the work zone. A few on-ramps are going to allow traffic in the area to still access I-5, but it's really restricted to just those on-ramps.
But it's not just this weekend. Get ready. Later this month, there will be more closures in the same area.
We're shooting for September 29th. We're going to flip and do northbound 5. The northbound portion of the bridge also needs deck repair.
Okay, so this project total will cost $7 million. That includes the project this weekend and the project that's going to happen later this month. But for everything you need to know about this weekend's closures, go to our website, CBS8.com. Reporting live for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Kirsten, it is right after 6 o'clock. A lot of people leaving work starting the weekend. How is traffic in that area right now?
Ooh, take a good look behind me. Traffic is moving smoothly on the 5 right now, but we all know come 9 o'clock tonight, that highway is going to be closed to traffic, so beware.
All right, keep that in mind when you're making your plans. Kirsten Holmes live for us tonight. Kirsten, thank you. Tonight, local organizations are calling on SANDAG to allow the public's input as the agency picks its next CEO. The current CEO, Hassani Corrado, is stepping down on December 29th. Today, people gathered outside the company's headquarters saying they want the future CEO to make the community a priority. SANDAG Chair Nora Vargas says the hiring process will be transparent and will include the community.
For the first time in more than a year, the city of San Diego will reopen Lake Hodges to windsurfing and paddleboarding.
So-called water contact sports will pick back up on Wednesday of next week. CBS 8's David Goffredson has been working for you to get information about why the closure happened in the first place.
We're thrilled. For so many people, this is a great thing.
Good news for windsurfers and paddleboarders. Lake Hodges will reopen to the limited water contact sports on Wednesday, September 13th.
This has a history since 1993 for sailboarding and for various types of wind sports.
Windsurfer Kevin Kidd Tackaberry has been fighting the city over the closure of Lake Hodges to wind sports, which happened last year when the city had to lower the water level to do repairs on the dam. Since then, the city says the water has tested high for Enterococcus bacteria, which comes from fecal waste. The water in the reservoir is being maintained at a lower level. Due to this, the city is taking a conservative approach to reopening the reservoir to water contact, a city spokesperson wrote in a statement. The city also pointed out Lake Hodges is completely closed to the public every year from November through January.
They could have opened this 3 weeks ago, but we're thrilled. We're happy that it's open now. I just wish they would have been a little more forthright and transparent with us in explaining this a little bit better. I had to go to the state to really get some good information.
In 2018, the city amended its reservoir water permit to include sailboarding and paddleboarding at 3 reservoirs, San Vicente, El Capitan, and Lake Hodges. But as it stands now, only Lake Hodges will allow the water sports starting on Wednesday. Swimming is not allowed in any of the city's 9 reservoirs. What do you expect to see next Wednesday?
Oh, I hope to see a lot of people out on the lake having a great time.
Andrew Cunningham is one of many windsurfers who emailed CBS 8 last week asking that we look into the closure.
I'd like to thank local News 8 for following up on this story. It's been a big help in getting things done.
The city says they will continue to monitor the bacteria levels in Lake Hodges, and if they go up again past the threshold, windsurfing and paddleboarding will be shut down again. At Lake Hodges, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thank you, David. Here at CBS 8, we want to help solve problems affecting you. If there's something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
There was a big cleanup this afternoon after a fire hydrant was knocked over in Ocean Beach last night, sending water everywhere. This happened on Voltaire Street just after 10 last night. This is how high that water was shooting up in the sky. This happened not far from Catalina Boulevard. Crews were eventually able to shut off the water, but many businesses, look at that water raining from the ceiling fan, and people in that area spent all of today cleaning up. A lot of damage as well. The driver took off after hitting the fire hydrant, and police say the person has still not come forward. Today, the city of San Diego is kicking off the annual Welcoming Week to highlight the importance of inclusion and diversity. Part of the Welcoming Week festivities include a welcome note station for residents to decorate notes for newly arrived refugees and immigrants. The San Diego Public Library is hosting the events from now through Sunday the 17th.
Your cell phone is a lifeline, and fixing it can cost a pretty penny. Local students and tech repair shops are rallying to make it easier and more affordable to repair your electronics and cut down on waste.
CBS 8's Abby Black breaks down the Right to Repair Act ahead of next week's deadline in the state legislature.
Piles of electronics are stacked up every year, and for phone and laptop companies, they say even more is wasted because companies are not making these parts accessible or affordable, and they want to change that.
Ever frantically take your cell phone or laptop to a repair shop only to be told that it can't be fixed or it's going to cost you a lot?
I took it to Best Buy to have it repaired, and they told me it would take 6 weeks and $800 just to have it shipped out for a new screen.
The repairman says don't blame him.
Manufacturers like Apple have made it impossible for that part to work, namely biometrics. So if your fingerprint scanner goes out, face scanner goes out, even if I put a new one in there, it's still not going to work. We're constantly being blocked by manufacturers for little small parts.
Tony Highpole owns iTech, iPhone, and MacBook repair shop in Claremont. He says this is 200 pounds of e-waste that is easily accumulated because electronic manufacturers make it hard to repair a simple fix.
I spent $1,500 on this phone so I could take one little teeny tiny 2-cent piece part out of it.
Highpole is among dozens of repair shops who join students from the nonprofit California Public Interest Research Group, known as CalPIRG, in support of Senate Bill 244, the Right to Repair Act.
California households alone throw away 46,000 cell phones every day.
The Right to Repair Act requires electronic and appliance manufacturers to give consumers and service repair shops access to maintain and repair products.
Senate Bill 244 will give consumers what they need to fix our stuff so we can keep our devices working longer, save us money, and to throw less away.
CalPIRG says this act could save Californians more than $5 billion on electronic repairs each year.
Definitely a lot. Pretty ridiculous.
Other states such as New York have passed similar laws. Last spring, the California Senate unanimously approved the Right to Repair Act. The House has until next Thursday to pass it and send it to the governor for approval.
Wouldn't you like to be able to fix it yourself? Just slide on a new screen?
Students are praising Apple, who recently dropped its opposition to the Right to Repair Act as long as it protects consumer privacy, and HP tweeted its support.
That we have the right to have better access to repairing our devices to where we don't have to empty our wallets and not worry about falling behind in our classes.
In Claremont, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Still ahead, a grand jury in Georgia is recommending more indictments tonight in the 2020 election results investigation.
Plus, an LA City Council member launches a fight to save a Hollywood legend's former home from being demolished.
We're already starting to see signs of those high clouds, also some low clouds that are rolling for tonight. And well, we're getting ready for a hot weekend. Your complete forecast coming up.
But first, a preview of this weekend's U.S. Open Adaptive Surfing Championships in the North County.